Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Pole Father, and it only takes one. We are back. Officially, I think we're finished going rogue, and I went rogue for a bit for good reasons. Number one, I had to go under the radar because it is a buyer's market, and I had to really just hone on getting things done and getting deals done. So I have been absent, but we are back. So first thing is first, okay? So this one's actually, I'm a little late on this video, but there's a reason why I'm late because I really wanted to remain very under the radar, very low key. Now, there comes with the next video here, why, but it's time to unveil myself. So, first thing is first, ladies and gentlemen, Heritage Auctions. Let's start with the auction that was in October 20 to 21st on the deals going on. How many of you guys were familiar with this auction right here? Yep, take a look at it, and under the camera, this guy right here. Yep. Heritage Auctions, October 20, 21st, 2023. This was the auction that I'm talking about right here. Not the most recent one that happened in December, but we'll do a video on that one quite next because things definitely got interesting and are stirring up. So, for those who don't know, I am trying to complete a full set, a first edition base set childless CGC 10 set. I want to be the first person to do it, and we're working on it. It's the process, the journey, and we are making tremendous progress, ladies and gentlemen. But, first thing is first. In this auction specifically, this one right here, the October one, we did have a pickup, ladies and gentlemen, and we stole it, is what my grandfather used to say. We stole it. Card came in, and I was just unbelievably amazed how clean it is and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, what we picked up from that auction is none other than less. And to me, this card was just, how do you almost pass up opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. But what we have here, folks, first edition Chansey, CGC 10. Beautiful, dead centered on. Hollow foil is super clean. And the back is as beautiful as can be. So, very excited to have this card in here because we had a 9.5, we picked up a 10, and this one is, the only difference with my 9.5 was the centering was just way off. But now that this card is checked off the box, this is a big card to get over the hurdle from. So, this is the good one, ladies and gentlemen. So we're one step closer to finishing up all the hollows CGC, which leads us to have 4 left. We need the Nidoking in a 10, the Charizard in a 10, Nidoking, Charizard, Mewtwo, and Ninetales. There's 4 right there. The Charizard and the Ninetales are 9.5s. The Mewtwo's an 8.5. The Nidoking's a 9 with all 9 upgrades. One of my old ones. But anyways, so here we have it. First edition CGC 10 Chansey. This was an incredible pickup. Incredible deal. This was definitely something I was able to slide in and slide out, and it stayed zip quiet on it. So we are one step closer to completing the full set first edition. I'm excited. We're going to do it. It's the process, the journey, the process. Now, put that off to the side here. What we've been working on. So let's talk a little bit about collection identity a little bit. Now, I call it, sometimes when you're kind of doing this stuff, sometimes it becomes a little much where you start, you're really focusing here, and then, okay, you want to start focusing here, and then focus here. Next thing you know, you have 10 different things going on in collecting stuff. And, this is, a hobby, and this part of it's collecting stuff. But sometimes it can become a little overwhelming. So in this kind of video, just kind of briefly talking about now, we have to finish off I really want to really focus and hone in on finishing off the first edition CGC 10 set. I think right now, buyer's market, it's the opportunity to do it. That's what I'm really working on here. But in the meantime, though the Sword and Shield era was a great era to collect in and stuff, it's kind of, I'm looking at my ways to help fund my first edition set that it's time to part ways with a lot of that stuff. So I got a ton of PSA stuff, and it's tough because look, collection identity, I remember when I first started getting back into this pre-COVID, I was doing master sets, and then things got popular and I sold them all off, and I stopped doing master sets. And then, you start grading things, and then all of a sudden, it all depends. Your collection is your identity. So, and sometimes you can become overwhelmed and lose track of kind of what your collection is. And that's okay, because it takes time to kind of refocus and re-strategize where you want your collection to be and what your collection is, because ultimately it's yours. So, for example, and I just hate to do this, but I think, there's nothing wrong with, as long as, you're moving forward on something, it's okay. But, I have some cards here for an example, and they're modern stuff, modern Sword and Shield cards. For example, I pulled this card, and I remember pulling it, and I thought it was, just it's super clean, but I was so happy when I pulled this thing. But now it's just kind of like, look, there's so many of these out there, and it makes you kind of change your perspective on it a little bit, saying, I can get rid of this today, put some money in other places where I want it to be in my collection, and if I ever want this card again, I can always pick it back up. And sometimes you guys got to take that mentality of things, because though collecting is kind of your thing, now there's sentimental value. Sometimes those replace feelings and moments, but sometimes in certain situations, if you can make a buck, it's good to do it and put it towards something that's a lot harder to get, to achieve, and so forth. But that's what's kind of looking like. I'm looking to move some modern stuff. It sucks sometimes because it's like you don't want to do it because you do collect, but this stuff can always come back around. So that's where I'm kind of at. Just got a ton of modern cards that I think that are great with PSA. I think I'm gonna move forward with that. Now, with that being said, I also have a ton, and again, just kind of talk about strategizing where your collection is. I remember my last master set I made. I think it was Evolving Skies, something like that. Sword and Shield set, but I ended up selling it, and then I went back and I made this binder and I called it the Sword and Shield Pokemon 25th Anniversary, kind of my own thing. And I put together, a celebration set in there, and I took cards from across the entire Sword and Shield era set that were significant to that era, and I kind of made my own design look of it, saying, okay, the first 3 cards here was Sword and Shield base, the next 2 was Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, Vivid Voltage, Shining Fates, going down the whole thing, significant cards. And actually, I'm going to grab that real fast and I'll show you guys. But it's coming to a point now. Where, you got to kind of change things up because, sometimes your collection changes how you want it to be. But in order to kind of fund new things and go towards bigger and better things, sometimes you have to move forward with these things. And it is what it is. The good thing is there's a ton of Sword and Shield out there, so it's not impossible to get. But just kind of a quick, I want to just show you guys what I did. I think I maybe showed this in the past, but got the whole Sword and Shield Master set, here. Maybe I can, hang on. Let's move that card out of the way. Like a glove. We'll kind of do this here, but see here, you got the McDonald promos. I collected all those. These are all in great condition. But then coming over here, so what I did originally was instead of, because everyone the way I was seeing it at the time was everyone had graded 10s of these, and I said, what if I just collected copies of these cards that I can just kind of tell the story and weave it. So you jump with Sword and Shield base, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, the certain Pokemon cards that I enjoyed, and then I had the Charizards here. And then, you kind of move into Shining Fates here. Rotate it over. Shining Fates here. Vivid Voltage. Battle Styles. Chilling Rain. A bunch of good stuff here. But, and then as time goes on. But now I feel like it's come to the point where, and I've seen other people do videos on this. It's time to kind of pull these out, grade them, and sell them. Because all these have a lot of meat on the bone, is what I like to say. But, a lot of these I pulled, some of these I traded for, conventions and so forth. A lot of great memories in all of them, but that's where it kind of comes down to. It's the memories and stuff, but sometimes it's good to not attach yourself too much to them, just so you can move towards bigger and better things. But all these cards are in great shape. I've been using TCG Player a lot to liquidate. It liquidates fast. Now, obviously, if it's a 10 material, then I'll grade it depending on just the cost of time, right? How long it takes to get the card back. The cost of grading fees got to make sense, but that's what I've been doing really. And then here, as you guys can tell, I've already started pulling cards, but I had all the EV Evolution set up just like this. Here, I'll scope it over. Had them all here, all the alt arts, all the full arts. I had these here, and you can tell I've already kind of started. Here, I'll just briefly show you this, guys, real fast. As you can tell, I've been briefly just getting rid of these to grade, because I do think all these are 10s. And then we're going to probably look to sell them because it's time to move towards bigger and better things. I really did enjoy Evolving Skies, and I think a lot of people do. I think it kind of hurts to take apart this masterpiece because you have all the full arts, the Alt-Art Vs, Alt-Art V Maxes, and here I am like stripping it apart, and it's like torture because you put something together to take it apart, but you know it's how your collection grows, so forth. But it wasn't an easy thing for me to do. It's still not easy for me to do, but I'm gonna keep going through these. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to move on to the next thing. These I'm gonna grade here too, probably. And then I got some Pokemon Go. I like Pokemon Go. I did like Pokemon Go, but you know, I've got some more Dittos here hanging out. I do want to collect. I still am going to collect the Dittos though, but and then you have the Amazing Rares just sitting here, just kind of to tell the story, what's for, so forth. But let me see any more here. Nope, things have already stripped, as you guys can see. For VMAXs, I actually had 2 full pages of VMAXs, and what I did was I had Pokemons from mainly first gen with a little bit of second generation. Bye. Sorry, say bye to my wife. Took cards from both pages here from like first gen, second gen. I've already been selling some off. These are the ones I held on to just because I want to take a closer look at them. As you can tell, you got all the Eevee, VMAXs, you got Pikachu, Venusaur, Blastoise, and so forth. Those are probably going to go through next. And then I think that's it for this book. But just kind of give you guys an idea of like where I've been at with things and, you know, moving things forward. In regards to selling them, typically, I've kind of sold things myself at conventions because that's kind of like the fun of it all. However, I'm kind of going to look more into consigning some stuff just because time is money, and time's the number one most important asset that you can't get back. So time is the biggest battle. You know, we all are on our own stopwatch, and you know, but time is money. So I think I'm going to look into consign things because I know it'll move quick. There's a lot of reputable people out there, especially in Professor Oak's Discord and so forth. Probably looking to consign a lot of these. But anyways, then I got some first set base. I'll quickly scroll through this. Let me pull this binder out of the way. There we go. Pull that off back to the side. And then we have some we have some Master Set Hidden Fates. Probably looking to sell that. I got some other vintage slabs as well. Probably look to move those. Real fast. I have some promos I know I want to go through to grade. And I just have so many cards everywhere. I'm kind of like, but I have a ton of these. I want to look into grading. I know I probably have a ton of 10s that are sealed. To kind of flipping that into something's, you know, not bad. This is something though I'm kind of on the fence on because I know eventually I'm gonna want to do this one day. But that's Base Set Unlimited. I'll show you guys this real fast. But this was hard for me to. I'm still kind of battling this. I have a ton of not a ton, but almost all of Base Set Unlimited with all CGC9 subgrades, some a little higher. I'll just kind of slowly scroll through these. They're all clean. They're all great during the CGC extreme hard days. This needs to be a 10. There's a Venusaur and so forth. There's a couple of these, but my biggest regret, and I shouldn't say regret because here we go, but I had a Charizard with all 3 9 subgrades and 1 9 5 subgrade, and I had same with the Blastoise, and I kind of regret getting rid of it because it's just a tough card that's going to be tough to come across again. But the good news is, more than likely, I will be opening up more heavy packs, especially Base Set Unlimited. So I know there's a chance again to run into it. So you can't beat yourself too much on this stuff. But those are some extra slabs I have that are probably going to be moved forward on. So, but that's where I'm at right now. I am going to be doing a small submission of PSA here shortly too. Because there are a couple things. I remember I posted a video of me opening up some Pokemon Go. Specifically this card I'm going to grade with PSA. But I've held off on PSA submissions, not really solely on price, just because, and maybe this is just me overthinking. And again, I'm not the type of person that grades in such an incredible high volume, but there have been a lot of complaints about people submitting stuff to PSA and getting things damaged. And hence, last submission I did, I had a ton of cards that were so clean and so fresh and so crisp and came back 9s. And I was just kind of like, all right, we'll pull in the reins a little bit. But anyways, you know, it's just kind of phases. I'm sure it's a quick, easy correction. But anyways, that's where I'm at with this video. So stay tuned, guys, because we are working hard and putting in the overtime effort to complete that first edition 10 set of CGC. that's what I've been working on. I went rogue for a while. I'm still kind of off the grid a little bit going rogue, but I am here. I'm present. I'm active in the Pokemon market and the community. So that's what I got today. So gonna have myself a chocolate croissant and a cappuccino. It is Sunday, and that means it's time to have some fun. Stay active in the market. Got to post some listings here. Got to start moving some things. We'll see where things kind of take us because we do have more things we're working on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Pole Father, and remember, it only takes one. We are back.